Let's pick it up. Lamhem and Aleph, about 10 lines from the Y lines to Stayim. So we just finished the Machlek as to the reason why Arla is possible. And Machlek of Chib, Ravin, and Ravasi. Is it because there's no Heter Achila? Or is it because there's no Din Mammon? Question is, who holds what? So says the Gemara, Tistayim, the Ravasi, Damar Lefishem, Din Mammon. Chayr Ravasi is the reason there's no Din Mammon. Why? Damar Ravasi. Esek Shalmeiser Sheni. Divi Rameir. Inim Yetechavasa Biyantif. Again, Rameir, who's the Shita that says Meiser Sheni is Mammon Kavayu. So we also, you know, Yoitze. Divi Chacham, you are Yoitze them V'chasav Biyantif. Tistayim, a Klor Raya, the Ravasi holds, it's all about a Din Mammon. But now that we know where Ravasi holds, Gufa, let's go weiter into Shitas Ravasi. Ravasi, that's the first part of the brace that we just quoted. Now we continue. Matzah shal meiser sheni. Divir Rameir, ein adam yisech vasu bepesach. Divir Chachamim, adam yisech vasu bepesach. Isa shal meiser sheni, the doa meiser sheni. The Divir Rameir, again, it's not yours, it's God's. So B'tur min achala. Divir Chachamim, chayav b'chal. Period. So 3 cases that the Brisa quotes as to the halacha of Meiser being Mamain Gavaya. So says the Gemara, it's lost the place. Meisvei. Still don't have the place. Maskif. I knew it's one of those 2 words. I just can't find the word. Maskif, thank you. Maskif la papa. Bishlama. Heligus Siroli. Goyin Erev Siroli. Bishlama Isa. It's very good if we're talking about a dough of Meiser Sheni. Ksiv, Rashis, Arisei Sechem. It has to be your dough and not HaKadosh Baruch Hi's. Esrig Nami, Ksiv Lachem, has to be yours. Mishal Lachem. So what's Shver? The Shaila is, what about Matzah? Ela Matzah, Miksiv, Matzaschem. Where does it come that Matzah needs to be Lachem? Famously, Omar Rabbi Shmuel Vitem Ravim Bar Shalomaya, Asya Gzeres HaKosov, Lechem, Ksiv Hacha by Matzah Lechem Oini, Ksiv Hasam, and it says by the Chiyav of Chalav, Oya Ba'achalchem, Lechem Oretz, you eat from the door of the ground, Malahalon, Mishel Lochem, Viloi Mishel Meiser. Afkan Mishel Lachem Eloi Mishel Meiser. Period. So good. 2 of them are a simple din of Lachem. 1 of them is a din. Careful, I don't want to get your Gemara wet. 1 of them is a Gzir Taikasav of Lechem. Lechem. And now we know Shitas Ravasi, where it comes from, that these 3 entities is Mom and Gavaya, it's not yours. And therefore, you will not be Yosei with them. Leima misayeya le. Says the Gemara, let's bring a rai. Isa shal meiser sheni b'tur min achala devi Rabbi Meir. Chamim maimer chayavis b'chala. Says the Gemara, leima misayeya le. That's ridiculous. It's mamish the exact same thing. A misayeya, a raya requires a brain. This is not a brain. This is partial translation. Ela midaha pligi b'hanami pligi. So says the Gemara, the shaila is, do we say midaha pligi b'hanami pligi? Oidel mano. Chinese adamar risa sechem trey zimni. Baruch ato Adonai. Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol nihiyeh b'dvarei. Okay, 2 dots from him and base. Here we go. Shal truma tameya psula. Says the Gemara Fafos. Why is an esrog of truma tameya apostle? Simple. The less behater achila. Well, not so simple, but we see from here a din, and as much as an esrog is what a thing that you shake, but we see a chiddush over here that it needs to be possible to be eaten. Says the Gemara weiter. Please, excuse me. Shall truma tahira lo yitol, but if you take it, it's okay. Says the Gemara 10 lines down. Pliba Rav Hami Rav Asi. Chad Amar Mipnei Shemachshira. Chad Amar Mipnei Shemafsida. So who remembers what's going on over here? Rashi points out that the reason is we're talking about an esrog of Truma Tahira. So what's the problem? Two potential problems. Either the problem is mafsida, it's going to get ruined. Why is it going to get ruined? As you touch your esrog, it gets ichi, and therefore the outer shells, like Rashi, is getting gross, and therefore you're causing truma to lose out a little bit. That's one shot. What's the other shot? Shemachshira, because it's making it hokshar likabel toma. Why is it making hochsha likabel toma? Because it's going to get wet, and if it's going to get wet, it's going to be hochsha likabel toma. My beinayu, says the Gemara. What's the difference in these two opinions? A fascinating case. You take your esrog and you say this esrog is truma, but not the outside shell. So according to the second opinion, that the whole issue is that the outside area comes ichi. I don't care. That part's not truma. According to the first issue, it's still a problem of being mikabel tuma. How can you do this? Do you want to know? Yeah, it's definitely a chiddush. I mean, the answer is, I guess we just see that truma. We know truma works b'machshava, but mamish is down to the molecule. It's a fast thing. You can mamish say this piece of schnitzel, but not the coating on the outside. What do you mean? It's one shtick schnitzel. Okay, that's the chiddush in a chanami. Chutz miklibas chitzon l'madam v'shevachshir equal l'madam v'shevafsida leko. Not al ksheira, but if lamaisi you took a esrog of truma, it's kosher. Says the Gemara. Lamandam they shein b'heter achila rish b'heter achili. Let eat it. Lamandam they shein b'din mammon rish b'din mammon. V'shel demai, an esrog of demai. What do we say in the Mishnah? I don't remember. Who remembers? What's the halacha? Anyone? Shel demai.
Hill says kosher. Bishami says
Bishami says pasul, or Beisil says kosher. Why? What's his machlekes? My time to Beisil. What's Pshana Beisil? Are you allowed to take an esrog of demai? Again, demai is you buy something from an Amaretz, and the domai, it is what it is. What does that mean? You don't know whether the appropriate trumais and meiseris were taken off. My time of Beisil, that says his mother. Kivan, says the Gemara, an absolutely incredible halacha of the greatest. What's the greatest? Is that who is allowed to eat demai? An ani. So you're sitting there in Yantif, you as a billionaire, are sitting there with your esrog of demai, it's kosher. Farvas, it's kosher. You know why? Because if you wanted in a split instant, give away all your wealth. Even the boy, if you wanted mavkul in a chase, you can make all your properties ownerless. Father, ani v'chazile hashtanami lachem karina bay. It's called lachem because of the potential. Absolutely incredible. Titinan, as we learned in the Mishnah, machilin asenim demai v'zachsanya demai ubeishamai. Ani loy achol demai. Beishamai argues on this entire premise. Titinan imachilin anim demai v'zachsanya demai. V'amer Ravuna. Tana Beishamai oimrim imachilin asenim v'zachsanya demai b'silm machilin asenim v'zachsanya demai. So it comes down to fundamental yesod, whether an ani or an achsani can eat demai or not. Beishamai says no. Beisil says yes, because an ani can eat it. Therefore, even a wealthy person can eat it. I'm sorry. Achsanya is literally a host. Is a host. Rashi says it's not stam a host. It's a host of chayalim. Chayalim. It's of chayalim bedavkas like Rashi. Chayaloisav shel melech umatim zenusa al bnei Medina. The soldiers used to go around, and where would they sleep? But where would they eat? They knock on your door. They say, Shalom Aleichem, I'm here to spend the night. So it's someone, the Achsanya is someone that's also an element of ownerless, an element similar to an ani. He doesn't have anything. Absolutely incredible. Shall Meiser Sheni be Yerushalayim, and we continue. Meiser Sheni in Yerushalayim, Lamandar V'nei Machshira. Hari Machshira. It's already Hochshal Kabul Toma. Lamandar V'nei Mafsida. Excuse me, Nachma, I said it wrong again. The Mishnah taught us by saying Yerushalayim the same halacha, lo yito, and if you took it, it's kosher. Exact same halacha of Truma Tahira. Again, according to Mandam or Machshira, the same concern. Mandam Mafsida. Again, the mandam shein ba'atir chila divrei hakol. The mandam are shein ba'atir chila divrei hakol because you can't eat it. Well, excuse me, you're allowed to eat it. Meiser sheni in Yerushalayim, you're allowed to eat, so it's not a problem. The mandam shein, but din mamoin hamani rabbanani who holds it is not mammon gavaya. Rather, it's mammon hedya. This is the flip side off of the machlekes we saw on the bottom of Mohammed Aleph. The bottom of Mohammed Aleph is a shittas Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir holds Meiser Sheni belongs to God. The Chachamim disagree and they say Meiser Sheni belongs to you. So says the Gemara, if you took Meiser Sheni in Yerushalayim, it's kosher. Why? Because it belongs to you. Who is that? That is the Rabbanon. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Menachem, what? Get a kasha? No. Okay. Also, chazazis, boils. So that really finishes part A of the Mishnah, where the Esser came from. Part B of the Mishnah is psulim on the Elser. Also, chazazis. Amar Rav Chesed David Rabbeinu HaGadol Amru Amakim Yabezrai. Lo yishanu el b'makim echad. Aval b'shnayim mishleishim mekaymois. Again, get a klar kosher. Again, we would obviously think the opposite. This is a little counterintuitive. You just have to think for a moment. If all the chazazas of all these boils are in one place, Gemara, it's possible. But in a few places, it's going to be kosher. Amalei Rafa, Sadarabo, Shnayim Ushleisha Mikaimais. Why should it vade be possible? It's a leopard. Amalei Kibbin Nomaru Basel. Says the Gemara, you're right. Aliyah Tmara Seif, it's going to Seif. That what? If there's chazazis al mi'utai, on the minority, it's going to be kosher. And on that, that what does it mean? Boils on the minority is kosher. That's only leishanu ela b'makim echad. Aval l'sheim yishloshim mekayimos. Then havali kiminumar, and it will be possible.
You got three tiny ones and one.
That's what it comes out. It comes out. It's fascinating that if it's going to be a few stops,
could be right.
Yeah. Oh no. As long as it doesn't equal to Rav, it's l'chayra. It sounds like, but you're right. It does come out very interesting, which is the chiddush of minumar, that a few spots throughout your esrog could be a brown. But again, this is called the chazazis.
Yeah, the nature of boiled is not to be.
Yeah, but again, we have never seen anything like this. You know, when you have that little mark in your esrog, that's not a chazazis. Chazazis is a splotch. We don't really have these things. Amar Rava, but Rava says, now this line of Rava is extremely important. Val chaytmai on the chaytem, which is the top sloping part of the esrog, afilu b'mashu nami basal. And this is the reason why, if you ever look at the esrog, and the person says, oh, it's not on the top. What does that mean? It's not on the top sloping area. That top area has to be critically clear and clean. Again, it has to be a chazazis. If not a chazazis, then either way, it's not a problem. But that's why that area is more challenging. Nafal pitmasai. The pitum fell off. Tana Rav Yitzchak ben Elazar. Nala buchnasai. What is a buchnasai? Who remembers? No one has buchnasai written in. I do.
I took a little chunk.
Either it's the
Took
bottom.
a little chunk with it.
Either it's referring to the bottom or it's referring to the pitum with a piece of the top. Good. Niklaf. The esrog is peeled. Amar Rava, hayisroga de'eglid, kiahani sumka kishira. If it's peeled like a reddish date, it's kosher. Hi, banantana niklaf is psula. Loikasha abikula, kosher. Habimixasa is possible. Again, a fascinating thing. If it's peeled bikulai, it's kosher. Why? Because then it's weird, but at least it's all the same strangeness. If it's peeled in part of it, then you have the issue of me no mar. Let's stop over here. And again, Chazarah of the Amid, if we could get into Amid Aleph, that would be good. The reason being, we have currently 6 blot left. We have currently 6 blot left, and we have a few more nights. Again, let's put up a poll for Monday night. I know we're middle of Menachem. Monday night could work even though we're middle of campaign. What do you hold?